to discuss it all. CBS News foreign correspondent Seth Doane joins me now by the phone. He is in Pescara del Tronto, and I know, Seth, you are there, and you saw another of the hard-hit towns, Akumali, earlier today. What can you tell us about these just awful chapters of a story that you continue to see?
Well, it's really quite sad, Josh. You have people who are just trying to come to terms with what they're seeing. As you mentioned, we were allowed to go along with some people who were able to return to their homes for a few minutes in Akumali earlier today. They were in some cases to get something to eat, to get some valuables. One woman we spoke with was there to get her medicine. Of course, people raced out of these homes, and if they're lucky enough to have a home that is still standing, they want to return. But there are what the Italian authorities are calling red zones, these areas in these old mountaintop villages that are still, they deem, too dangerous to enter, too dangerous to have people inside. Because we've seen so many aftershocks. They keep waking me up at night. We feel them during the day as we're shooting. In fact, we were just taking some pictures on the side of this town, and there was a little tremor that knocked some rocks off of the, siding off of the building. So people continue to literally be rattled here.
And you mentioned mountaintop, Seth. I mean, these are not easily accessible hill towns that we are discussing. Just how has the location of these medieval towns impacted recovery efforts?
It made it very difficult, Josh. They wanted to get the heavy equipment in here to help move through, move out where they could to try to get into these towns, even just to clear a road. These towns have seen so much destruction. You have houses and buildings, of course, collapsing on top of each other, filling these roads, making it very difficult to get medical equipment in, stretchers in and out, and then, of course, ultimately the process of trying to rebuild. They'll need this sort of heavy equipment, and these mountain roads created a problem, made it an issue to get even ambulances up. I think that we were talking yesterday as we were heading up here just after this quake early yesterday morning. We were passed by a number of ambulances, and at one point a helicopter had landed right in the highway in front of us because it was one of the only accessible points where they could land a helicopter that was being used for a medevac mission.
Again, some 240 plus people have been confirmed dead in the aftermath of this quake, over 300 injured. Seth, how concerned are authorities that those numbers will continue that awful climb today?
Well, that is a real concern. That number jumped up quite significantly this morning. Even when the Prime Minister Matteo Renzi came out yesterday with the number, he said he expected that to climb. Indeed, it did overnight, and unfortunately, as time passes, more and more of what is discovered in these ruins is quite grim. It's people who've passed away. So there is a belief that the death toll will continue to rise. And one of the issues here is this is a real popular vacation destination. Many of these hotels up in these mountaintop villages were full. And in Amatrice, where we spent most of the day yesterday, there was a big festival. Mentioned the birthplace of matriciana sauce. And they were having a big festival to celebrate that. So many of the hotels were full, and in some cases, it appears authorities aren't quite sure exactly how many people may have been there.
Again, the aerial footage we are seeing as you tell these stories tells a story unto itself. These images continue to stagger. Seth Doane, there in central Italy, we appreciate it. And of course, we'll be back with you and all day here on CBSN.
Great, thanks.